but they appreciate this, what we do in here, in preservation of history, of course. So in this museum, I'll give you a tour, although it's raining at the outdoor galleries.
Yep.
I hope you don't mind that.
No, we'll be all right.
My name is Hope Pineda, the museum
Okay.
curator. We're gonna start in this gallery. In here, okay, we highlight our local history, our local heroes. We highlight their participation, their bravery, and sacrifices during the war. We also include here the Americans who were allied during the World War II and the side of the Japanese who were also deployed in the World War II in our country. We also highlight here the participation of our indigenous people, or we call them the Aita Magpanchi tribe, the Katutubo. They also participated during the war by using their spear and bow and arrow. First gallery, wherein I'm gonna show you vast collections of artifacts that was collected in the past 20 years, but most of them as well were donated by descendants of the war and those Americans who collect their things used by those soldiers who were deployed here.
Yeah.
And they kept that for many years, more than about 80 years now. So good thing we get in touch with them, and they are here now. Because in 1945, there were about 42,000 Japanese who were deployed here. And out of 42,000, 40,000 of them died.
Oh my gosh.
Only about 1,500 surrendered and survived, and most of them were medical personnel. On this map that was used by the Kembu Group military operation map, but it's already translated in English. This is Bamban, our town, all right? This is the Clark area, Pampanga, and Mabalacan.
Okay.
Inside here was the former Clark bases. Okay? And the rest of the map was the mountainous area of Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
December 7, 1941 in the U.S. 10 hours from that, they attacked the former Clark bases. We have here collections of dump tags that was used by the Japanese who died in here. Some of the American insignias. Of course, there were also casualties of Americans in here, but then some of the medical kits, of course.
Oh my gosh. The penicillins or the whatever they may need to fix them real quick. Oh.
Yeah, this one was, it's an aircraft machine gun type 89 used by the Japanese. But the good thing was that it's still in good condition because it was recovered in the mountainous area back in 1980s before the Mount Pinatubo eruption.
Okay.
We have here an American U.S. Army Signal Corps cell phone set. Oh, I see them in the
Hey, Mom, where are you?
I'm telling Ronnie that if you hear this in the midnight, you're gonna run.
Right.
But you know, these were very rare, and we're thankful to Mr. Jed Dizon who donated those. Yeah. Because our main purpose in this museum is to preserve this witness.
Absolutely.
Everything, artifacts. And it was used by the Japanese as headquarters by the combined air fleet, the Vice Admiral Onishi Katakichira. And nowadays it looks like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you can still tour some of the tunnels?
Right. There were thousands of them. But this photograph back in 1965, this was your fan, one of your fans.
Yes, yes.
Followers I meet is Mike Ward, who lives in San Diego. Back in 1965, they live in the former Clark Air Base.
Okay.
And in his free time, he explored the mountainous area, and he collect these bones.
Oh,
literally, he was picking up bones of the remains.
Oh my gosh.
Remains of the war dead. General Douglas MacArthur, who led the liberation in the Philippines, the I Shall Return.
Yep, I
remark.
remember that.
Yeah. So he was here in Bamban area, in the mountainous Bamban area.
Yeah.
So salute to
Yeah.
General Douglas MacArthur.
Yes, he had to leave. He was
Yeah.
forced out, and then he said he would return, and he did. A lot of memorabilia.
Yeah.
Bullets. Jeez.
Yeah. Here was a photograph of the 40th Infantry, 40th Division of the U.S. Army, who
Okay.
liberated our town in January 23, 1945. But on this photograph, it was a photograph in front of this museum.
Okay.
And then it looks, it exactly looks like this during the war.
Yeah.
So January 23, this photograph was taken January 26. But the war still continues up to February 25 in the mountainous
Yeah,
region,
yeah.
wherein they put the flag of America in the
Yes.
Hill 17.
Look at the tank, the old tank. An M7 self-propelled artillery tank in action on top of a ridge line in the Bamban Hills.
This was a ceramic landmine used
Okay.
by Japanese.
Oh,
Actually, it's already blown up, but we put them all together. You know, we glue
Yeah.
them together for museum viewings. We have
Ooh.
also some of the medical kits that we found in the mountain. These were American things.
in case you get shot or something, they gotta
Yes.
stop the bleeding and
Yeah.
artillery rounds.
That's a mortar that Japanese. This one was a mortar of American.
Oh,
Okay, these were
big. These are big, you guys. You can tell by my hand size how
actually
big it
was
is.
donated, but they painted it.
Yeah.
Yes, of course we
Yeah.
have women warrior men.
Gun.
I'm telling to our visitors who are married
That's
to
great.
the Filipinos. I'm telling them don't mess with Filipinos.
Yeah, right. That's so true.
Give them recognition. They shouldn't be forgotten.
Right.
Their sacrifices shouldn't be in
Hello, hello.
This is,
Hi,
this is
I'm Chad.
Chub. This is
Nice
Mr.
to
Ronnie
meet you.
that
Nice to
was-
meet you, Ronnie.
You're famous.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I'm trying.
My friend Mike, Mike Ward is often
Yeah.
telling me about you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that we could come and we could actually get in to tour
in
this
fact,
today.
He wanted to invite you to come here, but at
Yeah.
least now you're here.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we're
It's an
here.
honor.
Well, thank you.
Accept my
Absolutely.
We got our own website.
Okay.
Facebook page.
Thank you for letting us tour your place and bring it to the world here on
Yeah,
video.
yeah, lots of history here.
Yeah,
History that should never be forgotten.
absolutely.
Generations of Filipinos, even Americans, should know something about these people who gave the ultimate sacrifices.
Yes.
Heroes.
Yes.
We're Filipinos. I'm a descendant. She's a descendant of World War II veterans,
Yeah.
and we give an important
Yes.
consideration on the legacy of these people, especially those
Yeah.
who gave the ultimate sacrifice. You've seen those guys,
Yep.
Lieutenant Hart, Colonel Thorpe,
Yeah.
Sergeant Brooks, Captain
Oh yeah, I forget to
Captain Ralph McGuire.
give
Yeah.
details
You know,
about
It's nice that you show the Japanese side as well as the
Oh, yeah,
American
sure.
and
Yeah,
Filipino
I forgot to,
side.
show
Ralph
that.
McGuire, he
Yes.
was one of Colonel Thorpe's closest buddy when they decided to form the guerrillas and
Yeah.
fight the Japanese behind the enemy line here in Clarkfield. And he was posted in Zambales as
Oh.
the leader of our guerrilla forces out there. But unfortunately, he was betrayed by the Aita Negritos. His head was cut off,
Oh.
presented to the Japanese.
See, that's
And
the problem
yeah,
of war.
And that part of history was forgotten, so I decided to make a deep research about all of these Americans
Yeah.
killed during the war, forgotten. Now in our museum, we
Yeah.
make it sure that they're not forgotten, and I keep on doing research about them.
That's
and publish
perfect.
a book about them, put them here in the museum, let Filipinos, even Japanese,
Yes.
see them. That's my grandfather and my uncle, another De La Cruz over there. The female
Warrior.
officer who
Yeah.
became the common law wife of
The-
Captain Bruce. One fascinating thing about the American guerrillas almost all of them have their girlfriends.
Whoa.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Bruce got Captain Deling.
Yep.
Even Claude A. Thorpe, she got Lieutenant Herminia Dizon.
Okay.
And when Thorpe was captured by the Japanese and beheaded in October 1943, then Lieutenant Dizon became the girlfriend of Captain. Captain.
Switch. Yeah, just sort of switch.
What was
Yes.
the name?
Reinhardt?
Rehan. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's have a selfie
It's
first.
good right here.
In 3, 2.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay, so that's a spear that was used by the indigenous people.
Light, di ba?
Yep.
Yeah, it is light.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow, look at that.
This is surprisingly heavy. I don't know what the weight is, but it's metal, you guys.
Oh, yes, yes.
And you had to wear that all day so that you were protected.
The hill 1700, when
Yep.
all the Japanese died and defeated, the 40th Division rose the flag of this
Yes.
using this show.
Captured the hill. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so many people were asking, Teacher Ho, why not the Philippine flag?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there
yeah.
were a lot of
yeah, I
explanations
can
to
imagine.
that. But
Ah.
of course, we had our liberation from the American government July 4, 1946.
Yes.
Happy Philippine-American Friendship Day. That was yesterday.
Yes.
Extended
Yes.
today.
Yes.
We call them the aces because they were the best of the best here. That's Campbell, Simpson, Baker, right? If you
Yeah.
notice this
Amount of kills?
yeah,
Is that kills on their
these were
the outside of their plane
signifies
decorated?
how many Japanese plane fighters they
Yeah.
shot down.
Stimson,
Oh,
Horacio,
this is the most-
Mick Campbell,
Yeah,
Baker.
And this photograph here was the Mabalacat airfield, which is now the Dolores. There's a monument of the what do you call this one? Japanese pilots
Okay.
standing there. The
Okay.
kamikaze.
Kamikaze.
Yeah. And that's another original artifacts. They call it the British Lewis gun or the German Lewis gun.
Okay.
Original Lewis gun.
Oh my God. Just corroded heavy metal. Lots of history to come and see, you guys. Every inch of this place has got something to look at.
We still have here a lot. So that's another local heroes who died in Corridor.
Okay.
And his remains never been found.
Corridor Island.
Yeah.
Again, that's pretty big, pretty heavy, you guys. We got birds. Hi, birds. We got more birds. Hi, birds.
More here.
Okay, here we come.
I will just turn on the light. Before it's just a library wherein we entertain. We open this for students who would like to do research. We already got a vast of collections that was donated to this museum.
Yeah.
I like especially this one. We call them the Captain Alfred Bruce collection. These were Imperial Japanese Navy katana swords, which was collected by Captain Alfred Bruce in
Yeah.
1946. He brought them in the U.S.,
Okay.
including this indigenous blade and Filipino blade or Filipino
Yeah.
bolo. Okay, good thing in 2023, Sir Ronnie communicate to the daughters of Captain Alfred Bruce,
Yeah.
Susan and Patty. So they willingly donated this collection for
That's
the
nice.
museum.
Everybody's donated a little something to preserve the history of all this.
And also these were original
Yeah.
katana, but they were found in the tunnels.
Okay.
So that's,
Wow.
yeah, I'm gonna give you a
So they
time to
actually,
hold a
yeah.
piece of artifacts.
I would like to.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay, that
here, I'll
one,
let you do that.
yes, of course. There you
Can
go.
I pull this out?
Yes, it
Oh,
has
the
a lock
release.
mechanism
I see
there.
the release here, everybody.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my, and it's heavy. So the one side's dull, the other side's sharp. Oh
They called it the
my.
Type 95 blade Shingunto.
Heavier than I thought. Again, this stuff is all heavy.
Right.
You know, I'm not
It was
used to.
awarded to those regular soldiers.
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Unlike this where belongs to the officers.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
one as
Oh my gosh. And then you got the guns, some long rifles,
well. Just be careful, huh? It's
30
kind of
caliber M1, US M1 carbon, 30 caliber, US Thompson submachine gun. Now these are smaller than I'd think, but they were
These
actually
were
used.
replica, but they
Oh.
were used by our local heroes.
Yeah.
They used a guerrilla. These metal parts were original that was used during the war.
Okay.
But the wooden parts
Is
was
recreated,
recreated,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, because the
There's
wood
another
deteriorates.
piece of artifacts. They call
Yeah.
it the Ranpanambu
Okay.
that belongs to the Japanese.
little
And
bullets.
another called 22.
Tiny little Colt there.
They were saying that this Ranpanambu was a limited edition.
Yeah.
I forgot. So they were landed, crashed in the mountainous area. There's two pilots.
Okay.
And they were rescued by the indigenous.
Oh, they
people.
crashed and
Yeah.
they were saved by the
Yeah.
indigenous. Look at all the old pottery, old dishes. This looks like a big hydraulic landing gear, probably for an airplane. Yeah, landing gear for Japanese Navy A6M2 fighter bomber recovered in Bamban. More helmets, canteens, pictures. If you have time, you can come and check all this out, you guys. You can take your time, read all the pictures, look at all the artifacts. Lots and lots of stuff here.
And all of these officials were imprisoned at the Camp Macabulos. So this is General Douglas MacArthur, and these were two officers, Japanese officers, who initiate these taking photos
Yeah.
with the Americans. You know, so they were saying that Colonel Ito was one of a kind because he was like generous.
Yeah.
He provided relief goods for these officers, including tobacco.
Yeah. This museum is located in Bamban, everyone. World War II museum covers the Japanese side, the American side, the Filipino side of it all. If you get time, you want to run up here. This is only about a 15-20 minute ride from Angeles City. I would say come take advantage of this. Spend some time and read everything if you'd like. I can't make this a 17-hour video, so we've kind of done a run through real quickly for you guys. I recommend get up here and check out the history.
Imagine this motor.
Oh my God.
And this water contain, of course, a high probability the owner died.
Yeah, you can
died
see the
on
bullet
fire.
holes in it. Look at the size of these bullets.
This Ronnie.
Is
who
that Ronnie right there?
He became the resource person there, the narratives and.
Okay, so he's on this recorded history channel, Lost Gold of World War II, you guys.
Lots of history.
Lots of history here. Another gallery. Okay, here we come.
Okay.
Whoa, my God.
Welcome to our main gallery.
Looks like we got an old.
We
Yeah.
keep the history alive in this museum. We were told the sacrifices and bravery of our people, the Filipino American, and the story of the enemy, of course. This was, they call it the Hinomaru flag. That was, in English, the Good Luck flag. Was donated by Marshal Skiff,
Yep.
an American soldier who back then he killed this Japanese soldier named Masawa Inoue. So it was in 2009 when he came back in the Philippines and he donated this.
Yeah.
Like he told Ronnie that I'm sorry I killed the guy.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a war.
Yep,
you
it's
know.
part of war.
So
That's,
all of these characters were the signatures of the family of Masao Inoue,
Okay.
translated in English here.
Yeah.
The story was that it's a Shinto religion influence, believing that if they wearing this flag,
Yeah.
they will be protected.
Protected, right.
So that's the
And
story
unfortunately, he wasn't
died.
protected. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he died. A lot of this flag belongs to those Japanese who died here, including that Japanese, they call it the seninbari,
Yep.
wherein the mother of the soldier will gonna ask 1,000 female to stitch
Okay.
on
Yep.
that flag, and it will gonna protect the son or
Yeah.
the soldier. So that's a mother's love.
Wow,
you know?
1,000
Yeah, thousands of
people signing.
women
We're working on it.
Incredible effort of a mom.
Is this a real gun?
No, it's a replica.
I was gonna say it's a little lighter weight than it should be.
Those original were those.
Yeah, out there. Okay, so this is a plastic or a. It's not a real metal, you guys. I was gonna say it's a little lighter, but it's actual size, I'm
It's
sure.
a work of art of Mr. Jed
Yeah.
Gibson of Angeles City.
Okay, you can see all the pictures, the battle of a river in 1899.
This is the story of the Philippine-American War.
Yeah,
So
long
this
time
is
ago.
Bamban looks like. Our form of transportation was by train
Yeah.
from Tagupan to Manila. That's
Train
why,
or
yeah.
horse or
Oh,
something.
Yeah, so look at that. Very simple living, very simple life. Look at this.
Yeah,
Our
look at this.
first settlers were the indigenous people.
Yep, yep.
Yeah. But then when we were colonized by the Spaniards, they went upland because
Yep.
they don't want to be influenced by the Spain. So they continue their culture, their tradition, even nowadays.
Yes.
They have different traditions.
Yes. The Aita
Yeah,
people?
the Aita people.
Yeah, we still see Aita people around Angeles City now and then.
Yeah.
You can tell they are a little bit darker skinned and they got the real kinky hair usually, real kinky hair. Right.
With kinky hair and dark brown.
Yes.
Wherein during the war or even before the war, they can get in and out
Yeah.
inside the Clark Air Base because you know the American loves them. They give them some. But the thing was that their only identification to get in there was their kinky hair.
Yeah, yeah, right.
But not us people. We
Right.
should provide an identification.
Yeah, right, right. Not just the kinky hair.
Yeah. So we have here
Flags.
some of the guns that was used. Of course, this was the iconic guns of the Japanese. They call it the Arisaka rifle.
Okay.
Everything was
Single shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like,
It's
yeah.
all original.
Large
So,
bullets.
yeah.
Yeah.
Type 99 Arisaka, wherein the Japanese attached here the bayonet.
Yes, they have the bayonets on the end.
1944 to 1945, this
Yeah,
one.
yes.
They
Ah.
frequently use the bayonet instead using bullets.
Right.
you know.
Conserve bullets if you're that close. Just stab the person. Another
Yeah,
bayonet.
that's an original.
Here's
Oh, that's
another
a
machine
replica
gun.
there,
Yeah.
But this one, the wooden parts was, what do you call this one? The metal parts, I mean, were original,
Yes.
but not the wooden.
The wood, yes, recreated.
Recreated.
The Senenbari
Senenbari.
1918 Browning automatic bayonet.
So if you notice, we have these exhibits of the Japanese. This guy, his name is Chikanori Moji.
Yep.
He was the assistant of the Vice Admiral Onishi Takejiro.
Okay.
Onishi was the brain of the kamikaze, and after the war, they survived the war,
Yeah.
and they were deployed to Taiwan before the coming of General Douglas MacArthur in this
Okay.
area. So after the war, this Chikanori Moji published a book, these two books, in regards regarding about their deployment here, especially in Bamban.
Yeah.
So Ronnie contacted the publisher to interview the veterans. So that's Ronnie, the
Yeah.
veteran, the Japanese Mr. Chikanori Mo.
Ronnie's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, he was still young back then. He was just
Yeah.
about 30 years old. So then he
Okay.
started.
He's devoted his life to this. This
And he's
whole
doing
museum.
a great job. On
Yes,
this.
he is. Hand grenades.
Yeah. Oh yes, these are a few collections of American
Yeah.
belongings. Like this one. So
Oh
they'll
my
tell you around.
word.
Be inspired of those who gave their sacrifice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a sense of nationalism.
Yeah.
We're
The-
gonna fight for your country if you won't
Right.
have an inspiration to fight for your country. How can you fight for the freedom if you ever
Yeah.
you know we don't know the future holds.
Right.
We don't know what
Hopefully we don't get into a
Yes.
circumstance like this again ever.
right.
But again, they totally sacrifice like all our militaries and all our countries do these days. They're prepared for circumstances like this, and again, hopefully we never have another world war.
Yeah, we promote world
Yeah.
peace now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Our brothers in arms, the Americans as well.
Yeah. This is really good to see. This is a perfect day for us to come see this, you guys. It was raining today. Donna Sell over here and Bob, a couple friends, said, hey, what are you doing today? Let's go see a museum. So we decided we would venture up this way.
Despite our rain,
Yeah, it's
you're
okay.
here, I'm grateful that you came.
Yes, yes.
So the lady here have a question.
Yep.
Just asking why the earth is still there, because the thing was that when it landed actually in a mud back
Okay.
in the day, so it did not blow up.
Oh, so
The
that's
theory
why.
was that it doesn't have a pressure, so it did not explode.
Yeah.
So, but the people from Bamban back in the days, they were saying, "Oh, it's God's will." Why? Because it landed in a residential area.
Okay.
So if ever it blew up,
Yeah.
many casualties,
Right.
many people will die.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
You know. So they prefer to believe that it's a God's will.
Makes sense, right?
So we put this mud as well so that it will be uniquely tell the story of it. We also have this, of course, the Black Widow.
So you're saying this museum is not funded by
Yeah.
government or anything. This is all private donations
Yes.
and
all the-
and donations from people, guests, and everything.
Right. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
He's done a great job here of
Yeah.
showing the history,
Yeah,
not just
thank
the
you. Thank you for
Filipino
visiting
side
here.
or the American side. It
Yeah.
also includes the Japanese side. It
Yes.
includes everything.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
great job. Great job.
The main thing was that we would like to give learnings to the young people,
Yeah.
so that they could have a sense of nationalism.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
love for that country.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes,
We don't
yes.
have enough of that these days.
Yes.
That's so true. I don't think I got these guns, you guys. We'll show you these. Look at the big rounds, the bayonet.
You know, whenever we go to the battlefield,
Yep.
especially during the pandemic, we don't have much guests. So we're not allowed in the city due to social distancing. So we have some visitors who go to the mountainous area to explore.
Yeah.
I mean, not excavate, okay? We just
Yeah.
explore and see this historical site.
Okay.
And every time we have seen just a piece of bullet,
Yep.
rusty bullet, we're happy.
Yeah, excited. We found
Yeah.
something. I see I see a metal detector here,
Right? Yeah.
which I'm sure is used out that way to
Yeah.
see what's around.
Because we were affected by Mount Pinatubo.
Yeah, yeah.
All of these hills were covered by asphalt.
Yeah.
And it's not that easy to find artifacts nowadays.
Yeah.
But we're still doing this,
Yeah.
to hopefully see more.
Yeah. So you offer tours from this location
Yeah.
to the tunnels somewhere here in Bamban.
Yeah, we offer from Bamban Museum, World War II Museum tour,
Yep.
and then going to the battlefield, like the the tunnels.
Yep.
And then Ronnie also developed this what we call the Bamban WWII Memorial near the grotto.
Yeah.
Okay, so it explains there's a map there wherein there were open tunnels.
Yeah.
We put map there. And of course, this memorial was dedicated for all those who died in hills, especially the Americans and the Filipinos.
What does that tour cost? Is there a fee included?
Yes, we have staff to assist us.
Yep.
Like in going to the tunnels, we call the snake charmer. We're
Yeah.
gonna check the tunnels if there were some snakes.
Okay.
They were the one who bring
Sure.
lights in there. So we have 3 to 4 sites
Yep.
to be seen, like 2 tunnels in this northwest,
Yep.
and on the Japanese, the most important tunnels are what we call the mother of all tunnels,
Okay.
the headquarters of the Japanese.
Yeah.
So there were 3 sites.
Okay.
So I could say that if you would like to communicate for the tour, you can email Ronnie.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a calling card.
Okay.
You can visit our website bambanmuseum.org
Yeah.
and our Facebook page Bamban WWII Museum,
Okay.
so that you can we can set this appointment
Yeah.
in your schedule. on
Okay.
your schedule.
Good. Good. So that's accessible. That's how you guys can line up a tour if you're interested. I'm interested. How long is the tour? Do you know?
About
Is it a few?
a maximum of 3 hours.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
nothing real long. It's not
Yeah.
like an all-day deal.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
good.
There's a little steps that we're gonna.
Yeah,
go
yeah,
upstairs
a little
and
hiking.
Yeah, and on the sides, inside the tunnels, Sir Ronnie will gonna give the historical narratives.
Yeah, good.
He provides documents,
Yep.
say the primary sources, what was happened there,
Yeah.
what was found in there after the war.
Good.
Yeah, so
Good.
those will gonna be well included in our itinerary.
Educational,
Yeah, it's more
something to
related.
do,
Yeah, especially
recreation.
like, most of our visitors here were in the Filipino Army, in the
Yeah.
military, because Ronnie was an expert in the military history.
Yeah.
So most of the time they were in the military training, so they were doing all this.
Okay. Okay.
A lot.
I'd just like to let the people know how the tours work. She was explaining.
Yeah.
So there's nothing set up, but if people are interested, they can contact you,
Yeah.
tell you how many are in their group,
Yeah.
and then you take us out and show us tunnels,
Right.
the battlefields, or
Right.
wherever.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I was wondering about a fee, just if you have a general idea what it might cost.
Okay, we got these Bamban World War II battlefield tours. You know, it's an adventure of going back into history,
Yeah.
learn the sacrifices of our heroes, Filipinos and Americans, and the tragedy that befell the Japanese in the Battle of Bamban Hills. From the museum, there will be a tour of all our exhibits. We have historians and curators
Yeah.
to do the explanation. Then we will go on the sites that we developed.
Yep.
These are the Bamban World War II Memorial,
Yep.
where you could see the American soldier statue in honor of their sacrifices. Some gave the ultimate prize. And from there, the grotto, the Hill 500, there are already 3 big Japanese tunnels.
Yep.
You know, these were preserved thanks to the owners, you know,
Yeah.
so that we can travel back in time on how the war was fought. And we have our own special team to
Yep.
accompany the tour to make sure everything is safe, you know. And at times, depending on the number of the group, we have our own World War II reenactors to give
Yeah.
a spice and understanding of the whole history
Yeah.
about wearing authentic World War II uniforms, both the Americans, Filipinos, the guerrillas, the Aita Negritos, even Japanese infantry and pilots.
Okay.
And then we have something like 4 tunnels to the maximum, you know.
Yep.
The most important tunnel of them all, the Japanese naval headquarters tunnels of the first combined air fleet. I think it's the only Japanese high command in the Imperial Japanese Navy that was left now.
Okay.
You know, and it's here in Bamban
Yeah.
Hills, inside a tunnel that we were able to identify and preserve. History is all encompassing out there, not only for the Japanese.
Yeah.
General Douglas MacArthur was there.
Yeah.
He was leading the 40th Division in the liberation of Bamban. He visited that area. Filipino guerrillas, my grandfather, my uncles fought over there.
Yeah.
So it's a Japanese tunnel, but it has all the history combined
Perfect.
all together.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
And we have a special Bamban World War II tours for that,
Yeah.
for an adventure for the people, the tourists, to enjoy and to understand and learn of the legacy of our forefathers.
That's what it's all about.
That's
Absolutely. So, thank you. Well, thank you for allowing us to tour this and film this, bring you guys to the channel.
Pleasure.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's been raining for the past days. You know.
I know it's rainy
You
season.
know, you're here.
Yeah.
We're honored to welcome
Well, thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this.
yeah.
At this tour, this curation that you gave us was very nice.
Thank you.
What you put together here is outstanding. I hope other people will come and tour this place and take advantage of the tours that you get for the tunnels as well. I'll be back for one of those. We'll set up a
Thank you.
group.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank you, and thank you. You were wonderful.
Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you for dropping by.
Thank you very much.